Live.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Clopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name's actually Jamin, and this is actually marvelous Mimi. Is this your third lesson or something now? You've done a few of them, I think. This is a really, really crazy, weird song. I don't even know if it's easy or if it's hard or whatever. It's just super duper weird. So but she's going to be learning it right along with you for the first time. Have you ever played this song before? It's the Imperial March theme. Have you done that before?
I've never played it.
Wonderful! It's actually the theme song for your mask today. Darth Vader. It's Darth Vader's song. And I think I'm a bad guy too, but I don't know. And we have our moderator, the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? I got to go to Hoover Dam.
Whoa!
It's really cool.
That's a really big dam, right?
Yeah.
It's like the biggest one ever.
Think something like that, yeah.
So did you stand on the edge of it or something?
We got to do the power plant tour, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I took lots of pictures.
And you got to see it
fun.
from the top of it, or from the bottom of it?
Yeah.
Both?
I got to look over it. It was really cool.
Wow, cool. All right. So hopefully we'll post some pictures of the Hoover Dam from your trip if you'll let us on our Instagram. And do we have a weekly activity this week?
We sure do.
This week is the finger puppets, and you can just cut out the finger puppets of Kloppel and his friends and tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram for 150 bonus points from our favorite penguin mascot, Kloppel.
Very cool. All right. Oh, yes. Hi, Kloppel. How's it going? All right. So you, Marvelous Mimi, get out of here. Go practice your song. You at home, hopefully you have your PDF open or you're ready to just watch along with me. This has a ton of sharps and flats in it. So we need to talk about what sharps and flats are. Also naturals. 3 things: sharps, flats, naturals. And then with that information, I think you'll be able to figure out the whole song. First, though, let me show you what your first note is, because that's going to be the most important thing. If you find any group of 2 black notes, like those right there, and you take the top note and you drag it up, like that, you'll always land on an E every single time, as long as you picked a group of 2. If you pick a group of 3, like that, that won't work. But if you pick a group of 2, like that, take the top note and just drag it a little bit to the right. You'll be just to the right of a group of 3. You'll always be on an E. And that's your first note. In fact, we have 3 of those all together. So then, I want to show you the rest of the notes, but like I said, sharps, flats, and naturals, you need those. The sharp sign or the flat sign is this one right here. It kind of looks like a flat because it looks like someone took a B and just like flattened it. So this one right here is a flat sign, and all that one means is you're going to go slightly lower, just like a flat tire or a flat anything. If you flat it, it gets a little bit lower. So we want to go to that E. If we have an E flat, then we want to go to that E, but go just slightly lower, and we would land on this. Most of the time, if you're playing a sharp or a flat, you're going to end up on a black note. So that one right there is an E flat when it's time for that note, but that doesn't show up until that second line, as you can see. Now this one over here, so that might be enough for you already. Don't worry about getting all the notes for level 1. If you can get up to that flat right there, that's going to be huge. But if you, in case you can make it farther than that, this thing right here is a really weird sign. It means natural. It means just a second ago we told you to do something else, but now we're going to cancel all that out and play just a regular old plain natural E. So this is just a regular E, just like we found at the beginning. E natural. They put a natural sign there because just a second ago they told you play E flat, and now they're like trying to cancel that out. So that means cancel out everything, just play the regular old natural version of it. And then the last one that we have is a sharp, which looks kind of like a natural sign actually. But the natural sign had, like, that was this one right here. If you, I guess, extended that bar and extended that bar and extended that bar and extended that bar, that would be a sharp sign. So the sharp sign and the natural kind of look similar. This is the sharp sign, though. It's the full hashtag, the full pound sign, the full tic-tac-toe sign. That means the opposite of a flat. So a flat mat goes slightly lower. This means goes slightly higher. Let me show you how you would do that. If this is an E, the one right next to it would be an F. That's not the note that we want, because we want F sharp, the note that's slightly higher than F. So when it's time for that one, we're not going to play an F. We're going to play the note that's slightly higher than F. That right there is an F sharp. And as you can see, when we zoom out here, there's tons of sharps and flats and naturals in this thing. So it's going to take a lot of practice to get these notes down, but I think you can at least get the first line. You're going to need that E. We have no sharps, flats, or naturals in the first line. It's going to be 3 E's, and then we're going to have to skip on both sides. So eventually we're going to use not the notes that are right next to it, but the notes that are right next to that. Those are going to be the most important notes in the song, is those ones right there. So this would be just using those 3 notes right there. Hey, Darth Vader is near, time to fear. So you can at least play that first line with just those 3 notes, no sharps or flats. It's all naturals in that first line. The bottom one right here, that was a C, and the top one was a G. I got a bad feeling that we're not going to be able to get through all of these notes by the end of the lesson, or by the time Kloppel jumps in here. So let me just jump ahead a little bit and show you some of the other notes, so you can come back to this lesson in the future in the archives and watch it and pick up the rest of the notes. A B is going to be this one way up here. So we got 3 B's. Man, right when I feel like I've just gotten started, he jumps in last time through. We haven't even played this once yet. Okay, so we got B's, and then up to a C, and then a G, and then we're on that E flat that we talked about, and then C, and then G, and then E natural, and you're just gonna have to watch me for the rest of them. Don't worry, in levels 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're gonna go through these same exact notes. So if you don't have much of this yet, that's fine. At least get that E at the beginning. Hey, Darth Vey. If you get that much, that's great. If you can also throw in some of those other notes, that would be great too. Let's try it with a track and see what this is gonna sound like. 3, go. Hey, Darth Vader is here. Time to fear. Time for grief. This is his leitmotif. Jedi should fight and enforce the Jedi law, but I think I'd pee my pants if I heard he built the Death Star, a massive hemisphere. Probably is a super mechanical engineer. Okay. So, like I said, lots and lots of sharps and flats. Fortunately, when you have a ton of them together, like these guys right in here, it's, in most cases, it's just all the notes that are right next to each other. But anyway, we'll have plenty of chance to explore those in the later levels. For right now, it's time for major minor. Every day. So for this one, I'm going to play you 2 chords. This song uses a lot of each of these chords. Major chords, which generally sound happier, instead of minor chords, which generally sound sadder or scarier. So Kendra's going to jump in with us. You can play at home and let me know if the chord that I'm playing is a major chord. Sounds happy.
Should I use the big or the small one?
I think this one is fine. Yeah, this would be great because most people aren't going to know how to play this unless they're in Clapple Academy anyway. So here's our first chord. You can't see me roll my eyes with this thing on. Okay. So
Wait, do you want me to get rid of the piano screen?
No. That's great. That's great.
Okay.
Okay, so then this one right here, is this major or minor? Take a guess at home. What do you think, Kendra? Major or minor?
It sounds happy,
It
so I'm
sounds
going to go
happy.
with major.
Yeah, it's major. Indeed. All right, what about this one right here? Major or minor? What do you think?
That one sounds pretty happy too.
That one is happy as well. That is
So
an A flat
major.
major chord. Nice job. What about this one right here? What do you think?
It sounds a little spooky, so I'm going
is
to go
spooky.
with minor.
It is a minor chord. Very nice job. And we have one more. This one right here. What do you think? Major or minor?
Minor.
That one was minor as well. Very nice. Hopefully you got some of those at home. If not, don't worry. And if you're in Clapple Academy, you're then getting a lot of practice listening to these things. Anyway, it's time for us to level up. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.